When the lights go down, I've seen hell in you, but you don't care, no, you don't care, no. You just rather watch me fall from a quarter mile. I can see you at the call. Think about it, ring won't tell you what I saw when you
Dire team ban. Ooh, Radiant team ban. Oh, Dire team ban. Dire team pick.
Admiral Concar.
Oh man, Rick, there's only 10 seconds left to pick a hero. Yeah, 5 seconds left now. Come on, Radiant team, you gotta pick them right.
Keeper of the light.
Come on.
Gyrocopter!
Uh, 10 seconds to pick your hero, you moron. Oh, Dire team ban.
Lena.
Radiant team ban. Oh, Dire team ban. Oh man, Rick, there's only 10 seconds left to pick a hero. Yeah, 5. Radiant team ban! You really gotta pick a hero. You got 10 seconds left. You better pick your hero. 5 seconds. Come on, Radiant team, you gotta pick them right.
Send.
Go, Dire team. Pick them up. Pick them out. Uh, 10 seconds to pick your hero, you moron. 5 seconds, Morty. It'll be fine. Radiant team pick!
Warlock.
You really gotta pick a hero. You got 10 seconds left. 5 seconds, Morty. It'll be fine. Come on, Dire team. Pick it good.
Invoker.
Oh man, Rick, there's only 10 seconds left to pick a hero! Yeah, 5 seconds left now. Whew, Radiant team ban!
Slog.
You really gotta pick a hero. You got 10 seconds left. You better pick your hero. 5 seconds. Dire team ban. Oh man, Rick, there's only 10 seconds left to pick a hero! Yeah, 5 seconds left now. Go, Dire Team! Pick him up! Pick him out! Uh, 10 seconds to pick your hero, you moron. Come on, Radiant Team, you gotta pick him right!
Beastmaster.
Get up in there and choose that hero!
A lot of Kunkas are going for your sort of spirit vessel rush and stuff these days. So definitely something to look out for.
This to memory.
It's working. There we go. Anything interesting going on item build wise? Standard, lots of regen for the Sand King. Cuddle with a Fairy Fire. Null coming up. Nando. Gyrocopter I think really suits him as a hero. It's definitely his style. We'll see if he gets punished too much this game. There is a decent amount of catch from the Beastmaster and the Kunkka. So the way that Nando normally likes to play, being really far up in lanes, kind of posturing, taking deep farm, Could be one of these games where we see him get punished pretty heavily for that. But a lot of this game is going to rest on how good of an early game the Slark has. The Slark gets off to an early start, and he's able to
quickly.
Start running around and just farming the enemy supports. Then I think Boom are looking great. But if he doesn't have a fantastic start and they're sort of on the back foot, that's where things could start getting kind of ugly. I don't think they win this late game, and just because Beastmaster doesn't really scale for late game team fight. They do have, like I said, decent team fight from the Warlock and the Kunkka, but not a ton of synergy for the Fatal Bonds necessarily. I would be remiss to underestimate OD and Gyrocopter in the late game. These two heroes are just absolute monsters when it comes to the late game. And, I think Sand King is maybe a little bit better than Beastmaster late game as well. And, of course, Invoker is always just going to be Invoker past a certain point. Definitely something to look out for. Apologies if you guys can hear any construction noise. There is a construction site next to my apartment at the moment. There's not a whole lot that I can do about it. They're not being too noisy currently, so it should be okay. Boots first, Invoker. Okay. I mean, it's not boots first, but first item he's planning on buying is the boots. I thought that Invoker might be one of the heroes still considering the Bassi even after the nerfs, because I think you can with Quas kind of get away with only having one set of tangos right at the start, but I think this also works. The Mango is nice. It's really tough to have a full combo as Invoker early on. Tornado EMP is pretty expensive for position 4. You're not going to have any nulls or anything like that.
Burns, doesn't it?
Alright, there you go. I got the good luck, have fun. So is it even good luck, have fun, or is it just good luck? Alright, we got at least one good luck, have fun. I feel like the have fun has become less common these days. Okay, what are they doing? Anything interesting? Not really. Slark just going safe lane. Very standard lanes. Nobody trying for any kind of mix-up or anything like that. We'll have to see how this Beastmaster Lina lane actually does, because this lane from Cignal is pretty spammy. I think the Blinding Light is going to be annoying. The Flak Cannon pushing things out as well. Don't know how much pressure they're really going to be able to apply with these boars, but let's see. Nando is wasting no time at all, killing off that first one. He knows he's going to have mana from the Chakra later on, so not a huge deal. In Your Dream, nice stun. Kezcute also making an appearance down here, but looks like it is just going to be a 2-2 bounty split. Nobody on Boom getting even anywhere close to the top bounty runes. Alright, how's this block gonna go? Show me your moves, Jamesy. Pretty good, pretty good. Does he want the range creep to pop? I guess he does not, but it looks like Makoto's got the better block overall, and it is gonna end up over on his hill. Range creep didn't die first. Oh, and he just gets the cleave in time. So no deny for Jamesy. Alright, that's a nice start for Makoto. And now if he could deny this ranged creep, then that would be very nice for him.
Burns.
Getting low, Lane's kind of pushing a little bit. Alright. Oh, alright, he just manages to get it. Yeah, you can see Makoto kind of following up from that good block nicely. Just getting the lane pushing. Making it tough for James to do too much. Ooh, he's not going to get caught by the Torrent, and does prevent him from getting the last hit with that imprisonment. But so far, all 3 lanes on the side of Boom going pretty well CS-wise. I mean, it's still early days, of course, and there is a pretty big wave pushed up underneath Nando's tower here, so should be able to get most of this. Yeah, doing nicely. What's happening up top? Van actually getting gone on Cold Snap, holding back Dream of Cell for a second. But Van taking 5 stacks there. We'll just be able to salve back up quickly. Do they have a sentry? Yeah, they do have a sentry ward down. Okay. But yeah, all of Cignal's lane's getting pushed in somewhat early. Back to the mid lane. Jamesy manages to sidestep that cleave. 2-minute rune is just going to be an illusion. Don't know if either of them is going to be too eager to go and grab that. I think that tornado was attempted to dispel the shadow word, but did not land. So there you go. But yeah, Nando is still struggling bottom. Can you get both of these under the tower? Seems like In Your Dream is just kind of pumping him. He's only got 2 tangos left. Grims has actually already used all of his regen. So this boom dual lane is actually going really nicely. I didn't think that they would be able to put on this much pressure. I really thought that the boars were going to be a little bit of a liability down here, but appears to not be the case. Let me check out the mid lane a bit more. So this lane is, I guess this matchup is good for OD in the sense that he's got combo breaking against the Kunkka's killing combo, but nobody likes laning against Kunkka. The harassment just starts adding up. He's gonna get level 5 before too long, so even more Tidebringer coming in. Dream of Cell manning up on Van. Does still have the pounce available. Invoker gonna try and body block that, but I don't know if he can really stand here and tank either. Now the pounce coming out, bit more damage, EMP on the ground, but that's first blood. Duracell more than happy to take that, get his first permanent stack of the game, and boom. I mean, I guess this is about how you expect the early game to go for them, or this is what they were hoping for. Late game is still going to be scary, but cruising along for now. All right. I don't know if he was he trying to use the blind just to stop them getting the kill, or was he trying to secure it himself? But New Dream willing to just use the stun. Actually, an interesting build. 2 points in the Light Strike array early on. Fiery Soul is not very value to level up. You only get you get 40 attack speed per stack for 1 point, and then you only get an extra 15 per stack for each consecutive point. So I guess if you don't feel like you're actually going to be using the Dragon Slave a whole lot early on, may as well just get some more points in the Light Strike array. It just scales on damage and stun duration. I guess the mana cost goes up a little bit as well. I was just checking if the cooldown went down at all, but not the case. We got bounty runes coming up soon. Cignal have this weird little creep wave situation going on. Oh, but the range creeps, they peel off. I don't know if these trolls will end up killing them, but yeah, Cignal have to kind of fight for these creeps now. What's happening over here? Grims is pulling. I guess he's going to try and get over in time to grab the bounties, but looks like it might be a majority of bounties for Boom ID. Yeah, In Your Dream going to grab both of these. Kezcute able to grab one over on the top side. Alright, that's nice. Jamesy's pretty low. Oh, the salve. Alright, good dodge. Needed to keep that salve intact. Kodo still pressuring though. Still below half HP. Needing to be careful of that level 6 coming up on the Kunkka. A little bit of a D-ward battle happening up at top, but they did trade, so Vang just gonna have to be happy with that, able to stay inside the invis. But Jamesy ferrying out more salves, so he's ahead on CS, but net worth probably a bit behind just because he's been forced to ferry more regen. Oh, Mikoto, if he can land this torrent. I don't know if that would have been enough to kill, but does force Jamesy all the way back. And is his team actually going to come and use this shrine, or is he just going to take it for himself? All right, takes it for himself, gets a quick. Oh, he tried for the stack, but did not quite get it. That's a bit of a gaffe.
Ah, clear sailing now.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And we do have. All right, Grimm's kind of showing it at mid. Nando just getting pressured out of the lane at bottom. His CS still struggling, but not too far behind the Slark. Grimacell has just picked up some phase boots early on here. Your Dream He's wrapping around. They don't have vision on him here inside the trees. Beastmaster about to grab that level 5 right. He pops out, looks for the stun, but Nando reacts nicely and will not get caught. If they can keep their catapult alive, that would be nice, but I don't think that's going to happen. It's going to just suicide to the tower. Oh, not quite, actually. Aggro's onto Nando, so it stays alive. What can they do? Grims does not have a point in Illuminate. But still difficult to push into the flat cannon. How's his Invoker doing? So he's got his boots, 2-2-0, nothing too surprising. Kescute was hoping for this sneaky pull up through this way, but does get interrupted. Nicely done by Urice. What the heck was... What just happened with Beastmaster? Did anyone else see that? Did he just have like the drum? Who knows? Jamesy, what are you doing here? Alright, he TP's straight in and just immediately shows. There wasn't a homing missile cast, there was nothing there. And now that knowing that the OD has TP'd bottom, Makoto's just gonna punch your tower. Why are you... What is this rotation? That feels so game losey. What?
Middle tower is under attack.
Now he just has to walk all the way back mid. What is he doing? I guess he doesn't want to play mid lane anymore, but like, I guess it should just go jungle. Really. And now Kunkka's making a rotation top. Invoker pressuring Kescute, but little does he know Makoto's coming up behind him. They will lose the Lina on the bottom side. Urice needs to land a nice tornado. He does get it onto 2, but he's just dead. And Caudle also dies as the trade down bottom. FBZ turning around, still has the Primal Roar. And Jamesy also getting dragged away from the mid lane. He has not been farming in the meantime. And net worth heavily favoring Boom. Actually getting up to 3k for a second there as their advantage. Alright, so now Invoker is TPing bottom. Is this spotted? No, they managed to kill off the Hawk. I think, was it a little bit... oh no, not mispositioned. It just, there's a sentry down. But Sand King's nowhere to be seen, and Invoker has been off map for a little bit. In your dream, not gonna be able to land a stun. Kescute's down here. Blind actually pushing them all out of the call down. They're gonna lack some damage from that. FTZ just throws out the roar. In your dream still standing his ground, but he will be brought down in a second. Jamesy even getting involved here. They got the snap onto Kescute, but they can't proc it any further, and Cignal rotating 4 heroes down to this bottom lane. Jamesy is so anxious to get involved. I guess this is just his playstyle. Yeah, this must be why they pick him tiny so much, because whenever he's playing tiny, he does just rotate around everywhere. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Oh, Invoker. He wanted this bounty, but too many heroes waiting for him up on the high ground. Makoto making the rotation. They had a dust as well, and that's going to be an easy kill. Still ends up being a 2-2 bouncer and split. Sand King and Clark grabbing their respective bounties on either side of the map. But who will be ready to fight for Cignal? Van's already got his Veil picked up, so Blink shouldn't be too far away, and that's going to be really, really nice, amplifying up the OD's damage. So James, he doesn't need too much. I imagine, man, it would be really, really nice if he just went for a super early 4-staff this game. I don't know what else he really needs. Kaya is pretty popular, but 4-staff just seems so important against the pounce, against the chain stun from the Kunkka and whatnot. Joker getting caught out here. FBZ just dodging. They do force out the Ghost Law. Still trying to hang on to their tier 1 tower, but it looks like Boom will not be denied. Glyph coming out. Nando maybe thinking about a fight. He is level 8. TP also coming in from the Sand King, and FBZ getting slowed down by the Ghost Claw. Cold Snap and push back towards the tower. Boom just gonna leave him for dead, and with that they should be able to secure this deny on the tower. Catapult couldn't quite finish it off. 3 HP remaining. Van actually not going to be going for the Blink. Instead trying to tank up a little bit more and go for a Hood. Is Pipe even that useful here?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I guess the Kunkka is going Radiance. Does have some nice synergy with the bonds. And he's had a damn good early game, so why not?
Oh, Radiant's top tower is under
But
attack.
just kind of chewing through the jungle for the time being. Dreamacell is going for this sort of Ana build with the drum diffusal. Seems to have become just the Slark default at this point. So we don't. Hard to say what the default build is for a hero that we just don't really see all that much in competitive. Dire scan on the shrine reveals the fact that the Invoker is making it down here. Kescute trying to plant some deep ward. These are going to be very difficult to de-ward. Oh, is he even going to go for the high ground as well? Oh no, comes in a little bit deeper. Needs to be careful though. Might get scouted. Does he just okay? Just settles for the high ground. One of these wards
Oh, Radiant's top tower
should stick around at the very least, and he does have the Chaotic Offering ready to rock and roll. So, boom. Should be able to go for a play. They got Vlads. They've got Rock. What did the Kunkka buy? Did he get a Shadow Blade? Okay, so not going to go for the Radiance right away. Does just go for the Shadow Blade. And you can see that Boom are really trying to push the pace. Jamesy still hasn't decided what item he wants. Now makes the decision, picks up the Blink. And also nice for the counter initiation or keeping yourself safe. Blink out after an imprisonment. Coda running forward with the Shadow Blade, immediately getting stunned up. Also Cold Snap. He's pretty tanky though. Throws out the boat just for a little bit of extra life. In comes the Ignis Fadus. Will-O-Wisp gonna drag him back in. They're not dealing with it fast enough. And the boars don't actually do anything in that situation, but all right, Shadow Blade revealed, no kill, but they get the Kunkka out of there. Nando is pressuring top. Not going for any kind of greedy items this game. No Maelstrom, no Aghanim Scepter. He is just going straight up BKB. And I think this is 100% the right choice, because if this goes late, I still think that they just win by virtue of their lineup. So why not just grab some early fighting items and secure yourself the best chance for the early to mid game. Oh no, the imprisonment was used at mid. Jamesy gonna get run down here. Kodo securing that kill. Boom, still have the Chaotic Offering.
Bottom tower's under attack.
Cignal are really getting dragged around quite a bit here. They're responding to every single gank, but that is continuing to cost them in terms of both experience and the net worth. How's Lina doing? It's going for Lens, very standard build. Did go back for the max stat Dragon Slave now. Oh, well, Roran Van. Invoker also dying elsewhere. Chain Stun is brutal on this Sand King, and just nowhere for him to go. Invoker died at mid.
Oh man, what?
Looks like just got boat comboed.
Radiant just fortified their structures.
Up top, Dreamacell putting some pressure onto Nando, who does just turn around with the Rocket Barrage and give it right back to him. But Slark also getting quite close to his Diffusal Blade. Nando wants to swipe these bounty runes. He gets the one, and looks like he will also be able to grab the second. Okay, so makes it an even bounty trade. But OD still not looking so great on the net worth, and all of the tier 1 towers still standing for Cignal. It is a little bit of a problem for their lineup. They're not particularly great at taking buildings early on. And if they lose their mid-tier 1 tower without taking a tier 1, then I would be pretty worried in their situation. FBZ continuing to push the tempo, just going to go for a pipe. Realizing that they are going to have to take some team fights, and they do need to push high ground into Sandstorm, and later on some more points to eliminate that. Oh, not again. Jamesy gets rocked at mid. He got completely chain stunned, did he? Or he used the imprisonment and then got killed off again. And they lose the Radiant Courier. Oh no. Cignal. And everybody on Boom just immediately arrives bottom. They've still got the Roar. They're looking for this fight in your dream. They force back Van. And Kescute in the back lines with the Fatal Bonds.
Save that energy. energy because Radiant just fortified.
What can Cignal do? Do they have a TP for Nando? They do indeed. Roar coming out under the Sand King. Torrent to follow it up. He can't escape. The Will-O-Wisp trying to make the space. Burrow strikes there. Nando splitting up the backlines, going for Mikoto and Dreamacell. I don't know why they're running away from him. I think they can just turn and go for the Gyrocopter. Now runs back to the rest of the Boom team, but Nando is just sort of out on an island. Van does have another Burrow strike. They bring down the Lina. Boom taking this fight in kind of a weird way. Keski's gonna be the next to fall, but Jamesy TPing in, can't even use the Sandy's Eclipse. Double kill for Nando, but he'll be the next one to fall as all three of these heroes on Boom just turn their attention towards him, cut him down. I don't know why they didn't do that just a little bit earlier. I don't know why they were so afraid of the OD, but at the end of the day, it's a 4 for 2. And Boom also claiming that tower, now up to an 8k net worth lead. And this OD is just sort of feeding. Tried for early ganks that did not work out. He's now died a couple of times, and this was their last overall pick. The way that Cignal drafted it, this was really supposed to be like, we got you. We picked the OD and you don't have the answers. We win, but that is not the way that things are going currently. Poor old Invoker still doesn't have any earn charges. Sand King, all right, he's given up on the idea of this hood, which I think is the right decision. They really need this blink initiation from the Sand King. Yeah, Mikoto just gonna go for KD now, so you can really see the timing coming for Boom. Dreamcell still pretty fat. What can Cignal do? It's really hard for them to set up ganks, especially with the Quasvex Invoker being in the situation that he's in. Oh no, Van tried to time it with the Burrow Strike to escape onto the low ground, but Mikoto waits him out, drags him back. And that is going to be yet another kill. You can see why people like picking Kunkka so much. Even with the X marks the spot nerfs. Oh, they've caught another one. What are you gonna do, Invoker? The EMP's helping them out a little bit, but In Your Dream just reaches across the battlefield with that Light Strike array, and Mikoto cuts him down with one more cleave. The Boom ID are rolling. Oh, and is Nando just dying solo at mid? Alright, Dreamacell's found him. Jump in imprisonment from Jamesy, FPZ. Seemed like he could have got the roar off, but he reconsidered at the last second. Van will be able to keep the carry alive. Nando's slinking away at less than 100 HP as Mikoto is still just punching this tier 2 tower. Keeping it on the Invoker. What can he do? They still don't have Nando really ready to fight, and not the best coordination. Burrow Strike coming out. They do have another Burrow soon. Van, it's 2 Burrow Strikes and 0 stuns. The TP was threatened by Nando. He couldn't actually complete it, so now the Invoker's just being baited. Another TP being canceled. Cignal just not taking this fight in the right way at all. Now they lose the Sand King, and it just goes from bad to worse, as now it's a 12k lead for Boom. And they are ready to march their way up onto the high ground. FTZ has the pipe to protect the creep wave, but they've also got the glyph. They don't need it to defend their towers. They're straight up onto the high ground. And a poorly timed Illuminate not going to clear this creep wave fast enough either, so Nando forced to commit the flak just to get the creeps out of the base. And Boom will immediately be able to go and grab all 4 bounties, grab a regen here on this Lina. Cignal, what do you do? We still have not seen a Sanity's Eclipse be cast by Jamesy. Like, this combo is really supposed to be the Sand King going in with the Burrow Strike, plus the Veil. Jamesy gets off a couple of auto attacks and then just unloads the hammer on everyone. None of these cores on Boom are particularly high int growth. So, alright. Your Dream lands the stun. Gonna try for the walkaway. Can he do it? He does. Jamesy just doesn't feel confident. Doesn't know where the heroes are on the enemy team. Coming forward again now, but Mikoto's looking for him. Mikoto, alright, tries for the straight up torrent, not going to be able to land it. The Sandy's Eclipse coming out this time around. Imprisonment still on cooldown for a little bit. Jamesy imprisons himself. There's no Torrent. Makoto just waiting for him. Can he get the blink away? He does. Into the trees. Torrent not quite in the right position, and he will be able to escape. All right, Jamesy finally making some kind of a play here. Gets a kill for his team, makes some space, gets out, and secures himself the Force Staff. Finally, that's something. That's what Cignal need. They need some more of these little plays. They need some more time. Still have not lost a tier 3 just yet, but a double BKB coming up soon for Boom. Plus FBC is just getting tanky, man. Look at this. He's already got the full pipe, picking up the Vanguard after that. Start to wonder if Cignal might run into some damage issues. Shouldn't be too much of a problem later on once the OD has some items, but for now, not looking so hot. Dire scan as FBZ is looking for something. Any vision, just some over in the lane. I do have heroes that are reasonably close to be able to connect. FBZ and Kezcute are going pretty far away from their team. Nando's still just waiting up on the high ground. He actually manages to break the smoke on Kezcute, and he's charging towards them. Nando, this is a crazy play. There is the Chaotic Offering. He gets roared up as well, but the BKB protecting him through most. But this Kezcute's going to go down. FBZ still fighting. Overcomes Jamesy with the auto attacks. It's a support for support so far. Nando, one touch to bring him down. Kezcute's got a double kill. Here comes the boat. Jamesy does manage to imprison himself. Might be able to get the blink out as well. He goes up onto the high ground. He's actually chasing FBZ, finishing that kill. Pops the shrine, keeping himself alive for a tiny bit longer, but the chain stun comes through. It's inevitable. Boom. Not even forced to use the BKB on the Kunkka, and that will end up being a 3-for-2 overall. Not terrible for Cignal, but that was their 10-second BKB on the gyrocopter, and I suppose Nando just feeling like they shouldn't be allowed to be in this this area of the map, but Boom are just so far ahead that they can kind of take any fight that gets offered to them at this point. So long as they've got their cooldowns up, but we're getting to the stage of the game where Chaotic Offering and Boat, well, Boat's gonna be up every fight. Chaotic Offering might be a little bit more of a weight. Slark getting tanky, gonna go for the Scotty next. Do we have any items coming up soon? Gyrocopter going for the Maelstrom Ags. We've got OD working his way towards a Hurricane Pike. Is the Pike even that good? Does he need BKB? Or does he need, like... I think I like BKB or Shivas or Hex more than I like this Hurricane Pike. But I guess we'll see. We are stabilizing a little bit. Net worth not really moving up too much more for Boom, and Cignal have gone for a smoke. Hoping to contest some bounty runes, perhaps. Nando smoke gets broken. In your dream spots him. Heals up. Van trying to keep his carries safe. He's going to jump forward, drop the bird strike, and they will lose in your dream pretty much immediately. Nando's BKB now being forced out. Warlock in some danger. FBZ wants to help. Here comes the roar, and it pushes heroes onto the low ground. Erish and Jamesy, they can't do it. They get a couple more auto attacks out, but now Nando is isolated next to the shrine. Warlock might even survive. Kezcute, he stays alive with the heal. Boom. What a roar from FBZ. Just completely takes OD out of the fight. He wasn't even the primary target, and with that, Cignal now forced to turn tail and run. Oh, that was so cool. I don't even think he intended to do that, but that was awesome. OD just didn't get to do any damage. Jamesy still has the Sanity's Eclipse, but he wasn't able to use it, and now Boom, straight into the pit. FBZ easily able to tank this up, and this is going to be an Aegis, more than likely for Dreamacell. He's already got the spot, so with that secured, he's going to be able to play like an absolute madman in these fights. Just suicide in, take out one of the cores, maybe just kill both of the supports, and then be able to rinse repeat. Van is getting some pretty good farm on this Sand King. He's got his Blink and Force Staff up now, but still not really seeing the best initiations, maybe not the best use of the stun plus the Chakra Magic to be able to keep the chain stun going. It was weird. I can understand why he committed the way that he did after the Yules got used on the gyrocopter, but kind of a weird place to fight. Oh, Yules up on the Invoker. Tried to save him with the Force Staff, but the Laguna Blade is just too much. That's going to be the last outer tower. Makoto chasing, looking for more. Nando, all right, they do have the imprisonment, keeping him safe. And will there be a follow-up stun? There will. Nice Force Staff away. They're still baiting with Nando, but his BKB might just get forced anyway. Dreamcell actually using his BKB, hoping that they could commit for that kill, but the buyback does come out of the Invoker, and that will be Boom's sign to just retreat back. Makoto quickly deals with the push on the bottom wave. They are still yet to lose a tier 1 tower on the side of Boom. They're completely in control of this game, and a Dota Plus, as you can imagine, very much favoring them at this point. But I think it can still turn around for Cignal. They just need Jamesy to find an opportunity in one of these fights. They need a multi-man Sanity's Eclipse. But first they have to hope to wait out this Aegis. Beastmaster sitting on 2.7k. Doesn't know if he wants the full Crimson Guard or if he wants the Blink. Blink is certainly useful for breaking up onto the high ground. Okay. Makes his decision. There's this ward FBZ. Your support wants me to pick up the wards for him. Oh no. Oh well. Oh, DD. Okay. Nice. Are they waiting for anything? Chaotic Offering still on cooldown for 90 seconds. Do they have... So they've got another, what, 2.5 minutes? Oh, Aegis. They will have one more Chaotic Offering, plus the Aegis. OD with the full Pike, now going back for a Kaya Yasha as another BKB charge. Getting forced out of Nando, now down to 7 seconds. And with BKB on cooldown, have to imagine that Boom are looking to make a play here. The Force Staff used from Jamesy, but what was that? Why not just imprison and then hope to blink your way out? Now he's dead for 60 with no buyback, and they've got no gyrocopter BKB. Is this just how this game ends? Makoto's got the AC, so he's chopping wood on the tier 3 tower. Nando not even willing to come back, trying to grab this first tier 1 for his team for the game. Knows that they have no way to fight without the OD. So the support spam is just gonna have to be enough for now. Glyph's already been used, and Boom, they're here to stay. We'll end up losing that peel on the start, but they just pounce forward. In Your Dream from outside of the base locks down the other position for Urice, now dead for 60 seconds, and Boom are looking for more. Then racks down. Nando, BKB coming back off cooldown in 4 seconds time. They're gonna have to fight without their OD potentially. Nando getting X'd again. They do have a Force Staff to get him out. Just continuing to poke and prod, threatening that BKB. 5 seconds to go on the roar. Nando needs to be careful. FPZ's gonna wait for this jump. They're dragging back in. There's the roar. Dreamcell looking for his opportunity. They try with the Will-O-Wisp to keep the gyrocopter alive, but the Chaotic Offering comes in. Dreamcell pounces forward. They finish that kill. Jamesy is finally alive, but they just can't seem to fight with both of their cores at full strength at the same time. Jamesy wants to keep the fight going. Van does have another Blink Burrow Strike, but Makoto is holding the front lines. He's just too tanky. They don't even consider going back in on him, and with that, Boom ID now a 20k gold lead, heading towards a 30k experience lead, and Dota Plus not feeling very good about Cignal's chances at this point. Cignal just look like they have lost all confidence in themselves.
Invisibility.
I think doing well in the group and then immediately getting 2-0'd in the playoffs is starting to show a bit here. Makoto's gonna go for a Nullifier instead of the Hex. The Hex has been pretty popular on Core Kunkka recently, but I guess this is kind of the same thing. It's not gonna prevent the Astral, of course, but... And Boom, they just want to close this game out right here, right now. They've got another Blink Roar. They've spotted Jamesy. They see him moving through the trees, and he will be the target. If they have any way to save him, he blinks away, but he's already been X dragged back into the torrent. Nowhere for him to go. The imprisonment is there to buy him a few more seconds. Tornado, Hurricane Pike, Jamesy killed off by one more auto attack. In your dream, Chasen looking for something. He is sitting underneath an observer ward, so they know what's going on, but Cignal. Okay, they do have buyback on OD.
Oh, Radiant top tower is under
Gotta try and take this fight. Oh no, Sand King getting scouted out inside of the trees. Slark straight in there. Dragged back by the X. Burrow Strike's gonna get him a little bit further away. Blinding Light also making a bit more space, but Boom focusing the objective. They take the tier 3, and OD has already used this buyback, so no element of surprise for Jamesy. He needs a few stacks, but he also has to be careful about his positioning. There's the X. Alright, imprisonment. Do they have a stun? No Chaotic Offering yet. Nice Burst Strike. Gonna connect onto 2. Makoto willing to keep on fighting though, and Van now outside of the Sandstorm. Dream Assault just gonna pop his BKB, start auto-attacking him down. Jamesy force-staffing himself forward. Now has to imprison, but gets caught by the stun. He had the nullifier on, so he wasn't able to blink. Epicenter now coming through, but Makoto's still pretty tanky.
Wait, no!
Nando, BKB, fading now. Can they at least kill off the Kunkka? FBZ coming in, trying to help out. They've also got the heal from the Warlock. Don't tell me the Kunkka lives. Makoto will be brought down, but it's already 3 dead on the side of Cignal. Make it 4. Van, will he escape before this game ends? Yeah, he just being called. And Almighty, an absolutely dominant performance. Jamesy made those early game rotations. The OD pick, I don't think working out how they were expecting at
Tell you what I saw when you You can't fall asleep when you're counting stars. Get it together. Your mind can't sleep when you let it serve. And now you wanna see me fall. From a quarter mile, I can see you at the call. Think about it, ring will tell you what I saw. When you
Radiant team ban! Uh, 10 seconds to pick your hero, you moron. You better pick your hero. 5 seconds. Oh, dire team ban. Whew, Radiant team ban. Oh man, Rick, there's only 10 seconds left to pick a hero! 5 seconds, Morty. It'll be fine. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Oh, dire team ban. You really gotta pick a hero. You got 10 seconds left. Radiant team pick!
So what, Boom ID are willing to let them have the Night Stalker if they can get Mirana without Abaddon? Or maybe the other way around, they're willing to let them have the Mirana and take the Night Stalker for themselves. But Tiny's still being banned out, but the Morphling and the Abaddon both moving up.
Oh man, Rick, there's only 10
one
seconds
position
left to pick a hero!
In terms of the overall draft. Kunkka's still in the
5
pool,
seconds, Morty.
as
It'll
is the
be fine.
Keeper of the Light.
Dire
But
team
Cignal
ban.
this time around the ones with the first overall pick, and they're gonna go for Treant Protector. Okay. Certainly a very strong laning hero. If they felt like part of the problem in the previous game was the position for Invoker and the position 5 Keeper of the Light not really being able to do that much, then Treant Protector definitely a nice way to remedy
10
that. Super
seconds to
strong
pick
in
your
lane,
hero, you
and already
moron.
gives them some good AoE team fight right off of the bat. So we
5
could be
seconds
seeing
left
like a
now.
Treant Phoenix or even Treant plus a Core Invoker or something. There's some good options here. Boom ID, meanwhile, they have the pick of the litter, really. There's still tons of great heroes left in the pool. If they want a solid like Treant counter, I do still think
dire
that
team, pick 'em
they
up.
could consider the
Roll
Beastmaster
Tomba.
once again. Just because you can run to lane with 1 point in axes and just kind of chop down all the trees, not really have to worry too much about
Radiant team pick!
the guys. Boom. All right, just gonna go for Kunkka, go for the Lesh. Quite a lot of flexibility in these two heroes. Like I mentioned earlier, they are more than willing to run this Kunkka on other lanes other than just mid. So I gotta keep an eye out for that. Though I think once again it might just be the In Your Dream.
You really gotta
Same
pick
as
a
like it
hero.
was
You
In
got
Your
10
Dream
seconds left.
Lena in the previous game. I think it might just be In Your Dream on the Lesh. And now Cignal committing pretty heavily to
team
these melee heroes. They go in for Night Stalker. Oh, the Phoenix Band is interesting because the Supernova has the highest priority
Whew,
in terms of
Radiant team
making it
ban.
daytime. So you can actually just sort of neuter Night Stalker in the middle of a
Oh,
fight
dire team
by
ban.
popping the supernova. It's an interesting ban. Keeper of the Light also getting removed. So my concern for Cignal here is that Boom are just going to pick some super 5-man oriented draft and just run down buildings, and the living armor is not really going to matter too much because they don't have a ton of deep push just yet, and Night Stalker, you know, good at pickoffs, but not necessarily great at constant, not great against constant 5-man pressure.
Seconds.
They set him up a little bit more, also banning out the Naga. Night Stalker really just doesn't want to play against these long duration disables. Needs that extra mobility, needs to take full advantage of the Dark Ascension. But, okay, so I think this is already looking a little bit better for Cignal, but it's going to be so tough to find their confidence after the way that things have been going. What else do you do?
Dire team pick.
Okay, Ember Band. And Boom immediately
Radiant
picking
team,
up
get a pick 'em right.
Phantom Lancer. Interesting. So when we were looking at their drafts earlier, this is a hero that they do like. It is something that poses a little bit annoying for the Night Stalker to deal with. The mana burn is an issue and doesn't really have a whole lot of AoE to be able to figure out
10
which
seconds to
one
pick your
is the real
hero,
PL. But
moron.
I'm so surprised to see it being picked up so early.
You better pick your
I
hero.
guess they've already
5
taken the
seconds.
Leshrac for themselves, so they've already sort of protected the PL nicely in that regard. I can't imagine Cignal want to pick up like a Storm Spirit in this situation. I think their lineup looks pretty greedy at that point. Pango is still in the pool, though I'm not sure that Pango is as good against PL as he is against Naga side. Something to consider.
Come on, Dire team.
Hey, what do you do, Cignal? Rubik. Okay, so Tree's 5, Rubik is 4. Their off lane is
Radiant
Night
team,
Stalker
pick 'em
plus
right.
Rubik, not a particularly potent dual lane, and Boom ID just goes straight for the Undying. I've seen this work absolute wonders against Night Stalker. He's already not that good of a laning hero, and Undying can just completely shut him out of the early game. Full stop. So... Also, it's not even a very good
10
Rubik game.
seconds left
Like,
to pick a hero.
the steals this game are not that good.
Yeah,
Phantom Lancer
there's
doesn't really
5
have
seconds
great
left now.
ones. Undying is okay, but not amazing. Leshrac is pretty good. Leshrac's done with no delay is certainly strong.
Oh,
And
Dire
Kunkka,
team
Boat,
ban.
and X are not too difficult to get, but... Alright, Cignal sticking to their guns, just gonna pick up the Gyrocopter. Works well against the PL in the early game, but I don't love Gyrocopter's matchup against the Kunkka. As we saw in the previous game, Kunkka's got a lot of burst, and he's also really good at just forcing your
10 seconds to pick your
BKB
hero, you
from
moron.
the gyro. But it seems like Cignal just wants to be able to
5
put up
seconds,
more of a
Morty.
fight
It'll be fine.
this game than they did in the previous game. And of course, they're going to need a better mid lane hero. It could be mid lane Night Stalker. I do think Night Stalker can be a good mid. So if they feel like they if they feel like there's a good off lane matchup in here, like if they wanted say that Pangolier for off lane, they could certainly put the Night Stalker mid lane. So well, yeah, Boom ID have already. I think it's just going to be Kunkka mid. So we're looking for an FBZ hero. Round things out. Some setup for the Lesh would be nice. So I suppose something like a Sand King is kind of a consideration. Maybe they'll think about just going for the Beastmaster again. But what do you need to ban if you're Boom? They might just end up banning the Timber again. It's still good against Kunkka. It's reasonably good against the Phantom Lancer. And if you feel like
Radiant team
the only
ban.
way that you lose this game is getting cheesed, then you may as well just ban it. Doesn't hurt. I can't think of anything else that's like cheesier that Cignal can pick. They can't pick Brood. Boom already have Kunkka, and that's like the best counter to Broodmother, so you don't really have to worry about that hero at all. Huskar feels like he's super non-existent currently.
Oh man,
So Timber is actually one of the few like super gotcha heroes
you better pick your hero.
left in the
5
pool
seconds.
in terms of actually being useful in that kind of circumstance. Okay, what offlaners do they not want to play against? Like I said, I feel like Boom have a few different options here. I don't think they'll be too worried if one of those heroes that I mentioned gets banned out. They should just be able to grab the other one. So if you're Cignal, you just have to decide which one you want to play against less. I think they might end up banning Beastmaster because their lineup is fairly good against Sand King. Like, oh, they banned the Sand King. Interesting. I feel as though Night Stalker is pretty good against SK, and like Rubick with being able to steal Burrow Strike, also pretty nice. But Cignal grab Shaker, so it's either Shaker or Night Stalker going mid this game. Definitely, if you want a Phantom Lancer counter, then Shaker is certainly a good one. Alright, I really like this pick actually.
You got 10 seconds left.
And whichever hero Jamesy is playing, I think this is going to suit his playstyle a little bit better than the OD did in the previous game, because we saw him roaming and trying to set up ganks on an OD, and it just didn't work out. But that should be much more possible on a Night Stalker or an Earthshaker. Boom, got to make a decision, and they go for Invoker. Okay. So who's playing what? It's a Makoto Invoker. It's an FBZ position 3 Kunkka, so they don't want the Kunkka mid against the Earthshaker. This is really interesting. I wonder if it's going to be... Is Makoto going to play a Quaswex Invoker, or is he going to play an Exit Invoker? They've got pretty good setup for Sunstrikes with like X Marks and Lesh Stun follow-up. But this is also a really good Quaswex game. Just burn out all of Shaker or Night Stalker's mana and don't really have to worry about them too much. So some very interesting adjustments from both teams right at the very end of this draft. And we'll have to see which team it ends up working out for. I still think all of the momentum is going Boom ID's way, just because of how the qualifier overall has been going for them and how the previous game went. But this would be a big opportunity for Cignal to get some confidence back. We will just have to see how they deal with these lanes, and we'll have to see if the mid lane Earthshaker ends up working out the way that they are expecting. If the Shaker has a good game, it could turn out that the Phantom Lancer just has a terrible time, and this quite early Phantom Lancer pick is going to get exposed. I mean, position 3 Kunkka is not bad, but I don't think it's necessarily amazing either, so that's also maybe a little bit of a liability here for Boom. But let's get into it. I really want to see what Invoker does skill build wise.
On board.
Should be interesting. Okay, he's got Quas first.
Why aren't they doing
and the
anything?
Bassi. It does seem to suggest that he's going to be going Quaswex. Quaswexer seems to be by far the more popular build currently. Do they have sentries? Okay, they got one sentry on the left. FBZ's already got a Quelling Blade grabbed. So I can imagine he's coming down here to do a little bit of deforestation. Yeah, he's already getting going. Wants to make life as difficult as possible for Grims. And Grims has kind of gone for the all-in build here. He's gone for the Orb of Venom early on, and he's already skilled at the Nature's Guise. So without trees, he's actually pretty useless. There are ways that you can, like, adjust for this if you are playing Treant.
30 seconds until the game
But
starts, Rick.
it's not easy.
I'm getting my things ready, Morty.
Like, you kind of need a stack shield, and you can go for Leech Seed early.
Admiral is on board.
But if you've already committed to the Orb of Venom and the skill point, then it makes life a bit harder. So once again, we have Boom testing bottom bounties, though. This time around, Dreamacell willing to stick around up here at top, and we'll actually be trying to grab one of the top bounty runes. Looks like it might just be a 2-2 split. There's only 2 heroes on the top side. And Dreamacell, he's got an Orb of Venom to start off with here. Can see the intent to get aggro. Chopping down these trees. One left. It's alright. They've forced Grims onto the right-hand side. He is going to cancel this clarity, I imagine. He's thinking about it. Not going for it yet. Do they want homing missile? They want maybe a little bit more follow-up damage. Alright, there's the homing missile. He's blocked him in. Nando also coming over. In Your Dream might be in trouble. Yeah, one more punch from Grims. Not even gonna take it. Nando grabs the kill. Very nice patience from Grims. I don't know why In Your Dream was playing in the trees against the Terrain Protector, but better start for Cignal. What's Rubik doing? He's body blocking the camp. Okay. Did not start with a mango or a claret, just opted for the boots straight out. A little bit unusual. I think normally you see people buy a little bit more regen and then just snag boots from the side shop. Not a huge deal.
Step lively now.
How's mid lane going? So yeah, it's a Quasi-X Invoker. Kind of interested to see how this matchup with Mikoto. Needing to be careful. That's a decent number of tower shots that he's taking. They're trying to pressure this Undying, but not really taking a whole lot of damage. Oh, nice torrent connects. Grims, is he actually dead here? A couple more auto attacks, almost gets his hands in the air for the Nature's guys, but all right, Boom finding a good turnaround. What's happening at top? Rubik, you are in a bad spot, friend. Maybe the boots are enough to keep him alive. Dreamacell has another Spirit Lance, but decides that he wants the CS instead. But only the one Tango left for old Rubik down here. Night Stalker is getting good CS. I mean, it's costing him quite a few voids, but seems to be doing fine. Jamesy just tanking some auto attacks at mid. Rush bottle as quickly as he can. And he's getting some living armor. Okay, interesting. Living armor, the choice at level 2 for Grims instead of opting for the Leech Seed. I thought he'd play more aggressively with the Gyrocopter, but maybe he was just looking at mid before and realized that James would need a little bit of help. It's not the most useful game for living armor. Plenty of dots, plenty of damage instances. There's an illusion rune waiting down here. Did they even see this? Oh, the ward is slightly misplaced. They don't actually see the bottom rune. That hurts. Peter's used up all of his mangoes, so top lane should now start getting a little bit easier. But once again, we saw this in the previous game, and we're seeing it here. Boom just winning all 3 lanes on the CS battle. Mid lane only 8 CS for Jamesy.
My thoughts would have
So what that tornado was about. Damage on Nando. Can they land this torrent? Yes, they can. Here comes the 2 points in Edict. They're diving underneath the tower. In Your Dream with the auto attacks. The living armor is going to help keep him alive a little bit longer. Nando running back into the Edict. Needs to be careful. Stun not going to land. Grims looking for the turnaround. FBZ diving a bit too deep. He will pay for this with his life. And they also lose the Undying over at mid. But that was just kind of cute suiciding to the tower. Mikoto playing hyper aggressive on his Invoker, taking full control of the mid lane. Nando pretty low, might want to greed this out to the shrine perhaps. And already the second point in the living armor for Grims. Very different from what I've seen skill build wise for Terrain Protector. But they seem to be getting kills bottom just fine, even without the leech seed. So there you go. In your dream wants the side pull. Kezcube might be a bit late to grab any of these bounties at top, and this might actually end up being 3 for Cignal. Oh, Grims is gonna get caught by this torrent though, and now stun follow up. Can they chase him down? Edict's still on him. It's got a couple more seconds, and In Your Dream just runs him down. That's bad. That's going to be some pretty fast arcanes for this Leshrac. Nando, is he going to get this last hit? He does. Alright, nice for him. Doesn't really need the HP, but I suppose he wants the mana from the shrine. TP in at mid. Grim's just coming in for the bottle refill for Jamesy. But even with this help, Mikoto's still winning this mid lane so far. Now a TP top from the Rubik. Oh, Kezcube actually got cliffed up here. Alright. Hello. He's got a TP though. And... oh, no, the sentry! He gets the vision! It's about to fade. Alright, he's stuck. I love SCA Dota, man. First we had the roar knocking people. Now we've got this guy. We got Kezcube trapped on a cliff for a while. Jamesy. Alright, losing a little bit of mana, but should be okay. Regeneron getting snagged by In Your Dream on his way through here. Grims just chilling. Guess wants to steal the last if at all possible. Oh. Grim with the quick D ward. Do they have no wards now on the map for? Yeah, they got no wards on the map for Cignal. They are completely in the dark. At least they've got the Treant to kind of scout things a little bit. But Kezcube is still just kind of a ward for now. Dreamicel's getting a lot of experience because of this. But also kind of wishes his Undying was here to help him out. Dream, stacking stuff up for the Kunkka. Look at Nando. TP also coming in from the Invoker. They want this kill. They've got the follow-up stun. EMP, cold snap. Nice and easy. Nando up a little bit too far, and that is always the power of the Kunkka. Just able to set up these ganks fantastically. Kezcube, can you get off this cliff yet? Dun dun da da dun dun da da dun dun da da dun dun da 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 dun dun da da dun dun da da dun dun. Yeah. Nice. Kezcube escapes.
Oh, Radiant's bottom tower.
He's still not that far behind level wise compared to the Rubik. It's only half a level. Mikoto's already got his phase boots. James D just jungling up a little bit. See who grabs the 8-minute burn. Looks like Grims is coming over here to scout things out. Again, they do still have 0 wards on the map for poor old Cignal. Rubik's almost got his arcanes. Does Lush have... what's Lush even going for?
Under attack.
Got a bracer. Nando dragging back into the boat. Follow-up stun. Where's the help? Nando. It's the living armor off cooldown. Looks like it was even used on him, but unfortunately not enough to keep him alive.
Oh, Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Dreamicell, what's he going for? Just picked up some treads so far. Yeah, so In Your Dream has a secondary bracer. Grims, what are you doing? Is the living armor build really the play here? I feel as though he could be contesting this lane a bit more. Kodo looking for the kill. Living armor comes in. They might try for the turnaround now, but they need a little bit more mana. Drag him back in into Jamesy's waiting arms. Tornado lands onto both of them. Mikoto's still running. Now Kezcube's made an appearance. Nando also rotating in here. So get dropped up on the high ground. Now they're going to try and deal with that while also finding the kill, but they're splitting their damage. And now Nando might be in some trouble. You got that tombstone gold, but will you actually get this kill? In Your Dream runs him down. Grim's not going to get caught by the stun, but I'm not sure if they even need it. That is a mega kill streak for In Your Dream. Rubik also caught out here. He will be able to do some shopping at the very least before he goes down. But he could pop this to have lift. Is he gonna try and cliff him? Is that the plan? All right, he's going for it.
Wait, no, hold on.
Makoto clipped, but that is yet another kill for In Your Dream.
Couldn't do much about radiant pods.
And Boom ID once again, just an absolutely fantastic early game. FBZ taking out the bottom tier 1 tower. In the meantime, Cignal do manage to grab some bounties, but all of the top 3 net worth are over on the Boom ID side. Alright, he's gonna take some damage, but I don't think he's dying here. It's fine. Lane getting surrounded. How many points? Oh, I got maxed edict already. Alright, Dream hiding. Rubik, gotta be careful, friend. Wanted to help out a buddy, but the damage from the Left Strike is just too much. I think the Living Armor even tried to save him there. Kenscute gonna pop the Tombstone on the other side of this Fissure. Night Stalker using the ulti, but he's getting locked down. The boat is gonna control him in this fight. They do not quite time it properly. Instead, they want the stun on Jamesy. One more auto attack to bring him down. It's a 2-for-1 so far as they lose the Undying, but Night Stalker still has this ultimate. He's going for Ags first. Okay. I think the item is good, but maybe a little bit overrated. I kind of wish he was just going for like a drum and a medallion, maybe. I think they need the Night Stalker to be more combat ready after the early game that this Earthshaker has had. James is just kind of getting binned so far. They have this Echo Slam to use. Jamesy, all right. There's Fissure. Trying to keep the tier 1 tower alive with the Living Armor, but I think it's really working out. And Snap stolen. Snap onto the Kunkka, but he is tanky. And once again, the warding game from Boom is just fantastic. I think this is probably, what, is this Grimm's once again? No, all right. Who am I talking about? Grimm's is on. Grimm's is on. But yeah, Kenscute always getting in there with these deep wards, giving his team the vision. They are managing to heal up.
He's on board.
This mid tier 1 tower again. FBZ has gone for mech on his Kunkka. Man, Boom ID, when they sense that they have an early game lead, they just go for it. They're gonna have so much sustain between the Spirit Vessel and the X marks and everything else. Jamesy's tanky, but he's also Where is In Your Dream? Okay, he's down here at bottom. They've got a Dust. Would very much like to kill off Nando, who is just hiding in the tree. Bunker dies mid, actually. Alright, that's Echo Slam deployed. Nando seems to know what's going on. He's still just hiding. That's a very nice kill for Cignal. Alright, just managed to Fissure, lift, snap. Back into the Echo Slam.
Dire's middle tower under attack.
Much needed kill. Especially since Jamesy, I think, is likely going for Ags first. So he's gonna need quite a lot of gold. Nando being a little bit greedier this time around is going for the Maelstrom first. So that will accelerate him a bit more if they do manage to get out of this early to mid game. Man, Kunkka is really not gonna have a whole lot of not a whole lot of scaling potential with this build. Just going for mech Vlads. I guess PL is supposed to be the big damage dealer. We haven't even looked at Dreamcell. He's #1 on net worth. Has a Yasha picked up. It's a better farming item than Diffusal Blade, so it looks like he's going to go for the full Manta style first, and then back for the Diffu. Maybe Heart after that. Van getting pressured, but he's okay. Jamesy TPing up here. Yeah, it does have the Ogre Axe already picked up, so it looks like it is going to be your Aghanim Scepter first. But this mid tier 1 tower is still holding on. Looks like Grimm's maybe making the right decision with this early living armor build. Just buying a lot of time, and Gyrocopter are going to be farming up meanwhile. Grim's just constantly positioning himself to scout any ganks onto Nando. It's very nice. Ooh, they've almost got the vessel on the Invoker, but not quite. Bounty runes are coming up soon. All right, well, they're giving up on trying to pressure mid lane. Looks like instead, Night Stalker is the target over the top. It is going to be nighttime in a second, though. So have to keep that in mind. All right, Tornado Snap. Need the follow-up stun. Keep him locked down. Get those urn charges back. And they've even found one more over on the other side. Rubik, Tombstone up onto the high ground. There's going to be a lift, and oh, Kescute almost taken up onto that high ground. In Your Dream getting dragged back, but Kescute easily able to grab the kill. And now the Spirit Vessel up on the Invoker. Boom ID should also be able to finish off this tower. And no defense coming in at all. Dream? Going on the bottom. This root is about to run out. Can he escape? No, not quite. Too much lockdown. Very nice kill for Cignal. Okay, so despite the fact that they're down by 3k, they're at least finding some good trades. The Gyrocopter has good farm. Jamesy is coming back into the game, and I'm still a little bit worried about the Funka's build in the late game. And Night Stalker, if he gets away with this Ags Rush, then he's going to be pretty scary. I guess the Ags is also really nice against PL. Gives him some important AoE to help clear the illusions. And also the Quasvex Invoker doesn't have quite the scaling potential of the Quasvex Exort either. Lots of pressure on Boom to keep making plays. They really want this tower, but back to full HP. Your Dream is going for a Yules, nice defensive item against the Night Stalker. Gives them a little bit more setup, perhaps. So Cignal going for a 4-man smoke. It's nighttime, and they do have the Dark Ascension also available. Plus some good vision. They have a pretty good idea of where Boom are. Kescute, not the best kill. If they could find something else, that would be preferable. They're looking for it. Grim scouting forward. They catch a flicker of the Invoker at bottom, and he's now the target. And they get Makoto. They have the detection. They got the lift. They got themselves a dust. In Your Dream also coming running in here. Hoping for some kind of a turnaround. Won't even be able to get the Rubik kills. He's now caught by the call down, and that's a double kill for Van. That is pretty much full Aghanim Scepter completed, and they found a little bit more. Kescute coming too far forward, and Boom. Not looking like a great team fight for them. Kunkka wanting to help out, but BZ unable to get in there with Mac.
Whoa, Dire's bottom tower.
But still hanging around down here.
Whoa, Dire.
Be waiting for the respawns and then taking a fight after that. But with Van and Grims, they're hunting for him.
Man, you might
Grim spots him out.
Because Radiant just
Can they get this kill? I think they want the tower first.
those little rascals are hitting Dire's bottom
TPs
tower.
are coming in.
Dire's
FBZ
bottom
hoping to keep
tower
Nando here.
got destroyed.
Didn't get the X though, only 3 points. Okay, this game is looking a lot better than the previous for Cignal. Their carry is #1 on net worth. The Phantom Lancer is still really not ready to enter the game. Needs his defusal.
Dire's top tower is under
And
attack.
then probably like a heart
Visibility.
on top of that. Might even be a game where he needs like a BKB.
Dire's top tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
there's the Ags Night Stalker. So, Van is really gonna start farming from point. Boomer smoked. Smoking just down to FBZ.
Dire's middle tower is under
They're finally
attack.
getting their PL a little bit more involved, but we'll see how much Dream Cell can actually do without having the defusal blade.
Dire's top
Makoto
tower
looking
is
to
under
charge.
attack.
What can they find? Smoke breaks.
Looks like
No
Dire's
vision just yet.
structures are
He's still
fortified.
hunting for something.
Oh,
But
Radiant's
Rubik
bottom tower is under
and
attack.
the Earthshaker able to just
Dire's
retreat their
top
way
tower
up.
is under attack.
Living armor not really going to help a whole lot against Edict. Rubik trying to hold on to this a little bit longer. Torrent gets stolen. In your dream, though, in the right place at the right time, and Rubik getting locked down. Torrent buys himself a few more seconds. Van coming in here, but he doesn't have the ultimate. Awkward place for the Night Stalker to be. Just going to try and run back towards the east. Boom, if they can get the vision on him. There's the X marks the spot. Boat also looking to follow it up, and Van just TPing into his death here. Could have just sacrificed the Rubik, but instead they also lose the Night Stalker, and
tower's completely gone.
Boom gonna be more than happy with that. Nando is farming on the top side, and he's almost got his BKB completed, so he might be ready to take the next fight. Shaker 600 gold away from his Ags. So there are still timings coming up for them. Grimm's planting some very deep wards currently.
Oh, Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Can't say I'm a huge fan given the way that Boom are playing currently. I liked this one. I don't know if I like both of these. This is like... I really don't think that that's where Boom IT are going to be playing. I think they're going to be playing sort of in this area.
Double damage.
Why am I lagging? It's the game a little bit, huh? My friends.
Oh, Dire, you gotta fortify them, their structures. Good work.
Oop. X on Nando. Living armor getting chewed through very quickly. They spot the Undying, but they use the Darkest Engine for this. Van hoping to find a little bit more, but it looks like it will just be the 5 kill and the follow-up tier 1 tower. After this Dark Ascension fades, should be a pretty big window for Boom to take a fight. Where's the Diffusal Blade? It's almost completed. But the BKB is also up for the Gyro. The Ags for the Earthshaker. Alright, well. Oh no.
Balance service to imbalance. Service to imbalance.
Okay. Well, I hope they come back. They didn't say anything. They did pause. Or did they pause, or was it an auto pause? No, Nando paused. Then they pulled the router. Okay, they're back. Nice. We're just gonna have to see how much this Phantom Lancer can actually do. I'm already starting to feel dubious about like I said, the Kunkka and the Invoker. In Your Dream is scaling decently, but yeah, this is also concerning, right? Mikoto had a good start, but now he's bottom half on the net worth. 2, 2, and 6. He might even be overtaken by the Lesh later on. Kunkka's doing well, but we just haven't really seen his teamfight items amount to anything. They just kind of keep getting picked off without taking a proper structured 5-on-5. So we will see if it works. I think they have to win the next team fight to feel happy about Kunkka's build. Otherwise, he probably would have been better served just going for a Shadow Blade or something like that.
Are you lost?
Your admiral is on board.
Gotta be careful FPZ, yeah. For Rubik steals X, and then he... Actually, wait, I think the first X still has priority. The interaction is actually kind of weird if you're X'd by 2 different sides. Oh, Night Stalker just died bottom. Okay. In Your Dream setting it up. And now the Diffusal Blade delivers to Dream Assault, so that was even without the Diffuse. This should be go time for Boom. That's what's Invoker doing, right? He's just trying to finish farming his first step, but Everybody else is moving into position for this mid tower. FBZ, can he find somebody? He spotted Jamesy. Managed to jump himself away. What's happening? Nando is just pushing top, so it seems like they are not defending this for now. Boom, not willing to commit onto the tier 2 either. They're actually gonna go hunting up here. Nando being out. Grips might stick around a little bit longer, plant down some more wards. Still don't think that these too much for him.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on board.
Oh, Grims is getting chased down by Grim. Okay, by Grims. Maybe he shouldn't have chat wheeled when they almost got him. And what's happening over here now? Oh, Jamesy. X.
Back so soon.
Drag back in. Torrent not gonna land. They actually have the control for this. James is gonna be able to jump pretty far away. He's turning around looking for this fight. Nando coming into the back lines, but In Your Dream sends him up with the Yules. BKB not used just yet. This is an awkwardly split fight. Earthshaker taking a lot of damage off of these undying zombies. Van trying to keep him alive. The tornado catches him. That'll be the end of the Shaker. Not quite. He actually survives the Lance. The illusions trying to keep him up. Jamesy, is he living? Looks like he is. Sunstrike in the fountain, not enough damage. Mikoto did land it, but it's only 2 points. Nando, BKB's already been used. They catch the X on him. He'll be brought right back, and that is going to be a big win for Boom. Cignal just not taking the fight. Not taking it together, really. And Nightstalker didn't really have a whole lot to contribute. On the other side, Jamesy wanted some bounty runes, but now Dream himself's found him. The X, where's he going? Alright, nicely done with the Torrent. Dragged back in. Still want this new Dream kill. He's gonna get it.
It's a killing spree.
Not too bad for Jamesy.
Death tax.
Gold for my chest.
Pretty good, pretty good.
That's what how to use realize.
But still now starting to fall behind on the net worth. Nando still doing well. All of a sudden, an Invoker went from, what, bottom 5? And Mikoto now picking up some kills, working towards his Ags. So things are looking much better for him. Train Protector, still pretty much nothing to his name. Nightstalker, even with the Ags, is not quite managed to finish after this this BKB. I really thought with the timing that he had on the Ags that he'd have a little bit more farm by this point, but not the case. Needs that level 15 pretty badly as well. Dreamcell closing in on the heart pretty quickly. Already has enough for the Reaver plus almost the ring, so really just the recipe to go. Oh. Jamesy very tanky at mid. These two supports not enough to be able to bring him down. Van also chasing in here. Thinking about going for Kezki. They jump in and they make very quick work of him. Cignal all of a sudden deciding to just have all 5 heroes on the mid lane. Still 3 minutes worth of nighttime, so I imagine that Boom are just trying to wait that out. It's all hiding in the trees. Is he going to go for the TP out? He will. Looks like Jamesy will not be able to find him quite in time. Oh, they popped Dark Ascension. What the? Ban? Okay, well, once that comes off cooldown, once that ends, then I think Boom are just going to go, right? They're going to have Heart. They'll have, they've got a full Crimson Guard on their Kunkka. Invoker won't quite have his Aghanim Scepter, but PL timing should be good enough to go and make something happen, especially with no Dark Ascension. Even if it is nighttime, Van's not going to be nearly as scary. Well, Van, gotta be careful. At least he has his BKB. Grimm's scouting things out. In Your Dream would be a decent target. He gets the Yules out. Lifted, but there's a Torrent to catch Grimm's. They lift him up out of the high ground, but In Your Dream's up here doing decent damage. He force taps himself down. It's In Your Dream versus 3. Nando also TPing in, and The Boom actually deciding that they do not want that fight. Why is that? Why not? You got Heart PL. I guess they don't want to fight on the Shrine? Shrine was used. Are they really just gonna let them get away with using that Dark Ascension like that? No, this is a real... This is a Nando move. He's up here with no TP scroll. Okay, so he BKBs, and now what? You just chase after Kesku? Once your BKB ends, what happens? You just die, right? His team's coming. FBZ's waiting for him. X almost over. Jamesy trying to jump in on top of Dreamcell, but couldn't get the lockdown. They're trying to finish off Kesku in the back line, but Nando's in some danger on the front side here. Dreamcell just working him down. Eri's doing what he can. He's actually stolen the Pulse Nova, clearing out Dreamcell's illusions. Jamesy jumps back in. He's still got the ultimate. Tornado looking for a catch, but it splits the wickets. Jamesy trying to jump away, but gets dragged back in, and he'll be left for dead. As Kescute also buying back into the game. Grimm's, all he can really do is just sit here and watch. He did throw out the Overgrowth a little bit earlier, but Nando forcing his team into a super weird fight. Like, why would you just run and take that wave like that?
Oh, Radiant's
Now Boom.
Come on,
Straight onto the tier 2.
get with it.
Got an Alacrity Phantom Lancer to make quick work of this.
Oh, Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Nando's BKB's coming back off cooldown soon.
Oh, Radiant's top tower.
Can't really fight until that point. They do have the Dark Ascension once again.
When are these people gonna learn, Morty?
Grimm's still hanging out over in the Dire jungle. Mikoto scanned him successfully, but won't find him here. Nando getting found again. Is he gonna BKB TP? Is he just gonna run for it? They see him.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You know where he's at. Okay, no BKB TP, but he will manage to escape. Grimm's not so lucky.
Mega kill.
Who wanted the bounties? Did not manage to grab it, and will be brought down. Is that 4 bounties for... Yeah, that's 4 bounties for Boom. They've got Ags on the Invoker now. Jamesy, what are you doing here at mid, buddy? Manages to jump a little bit further away. Can he survive? Maybe one more hop. Dreamcell's still hot on his heels. Sunstrike looking for him, not quite in the right place. Nando trying to push them back up the front lines. But Dreamcell still got this heart, so he's a-okay. And Boom coming in looking for yet another tier 2 tower. Nando, is he willing to use the BKB? He's getting locked down. No BKB just yet. Lots of chain stun. Dreamcell coming back in. Nando, he pops the BKB, but he's just dead. Cignal. Van does not have any mana to pop the Dark Ascension. He does manage to use the BKB, but Dreamcell is just all over them. Rubik doing what he can with the stolen Pulse Nova, but he's low on mana, and Boom ID are inside of their base. Edict coming back off cooldown soon. They've got the Alacrity Phantom Lancer going to work, and Nando doesn't have buyback. He just bought the full Mjolnir. Glyph getting used at an extremely awkward timing as well. Need a big jump from this Earthshaker. He goes in. They've isolated Dreamcell, but with the damage, Van's in the back line. FBZ still standing his ground. They lock down 2 with the Torrent. Shaker trying to jump in, but he gets caught by the Tornado. Jamesy could do it. The BKB getting popped. He's looking for the Echo Slam. Can he find the target? Now he looks towards Injured Dream. Grimm's getting chased down. The Leshrac almost dead. The Yules at the last moment. Injured Dream actually surviving. The heal as well from the Undying. He's actually going in now. Injured Dream looks like he will finally be brought down. Empty jumping in, but that's going to cost him his life as he gets dragged into a torrent, dragged into the meat grinder that is this Phantom Lancer with all of his illusions. Nando is finally respawning now, but already one lane of Rax dead, both of his other cores in the grave. There is a buyback for the Night Stalker, but it's daytime. No Dark Ascension, and he's only got one hero to fight with. And okay, is the BKB just gonna get forced here? Force staff away. They're poking, they're prodding, they're Xing, they're torrenting. Nando finally popping the BKB. Dreamcell latches on. He's finished that tier 3. No bonus armor for Nando. Homing missile gonna get dealt with quickly, and they've actually got the X marks just outside of the fountain. Nando getting caught. Dream himself wants to finish out this kill. Nice torrent connection. Perfect chain stun out of FBZ. Nando's dead, and with that, I think Cignal's hopes in this best of 3 will die with him.
We're getting attacked. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Super sloppy play.
Back to war.
Like what's this fight? And then what's Jamesy being mid? And then like what happened to tier 2? Why did they take that fight? What is going on? It just doesn't seem like the cores are playing together. They really just don't look like a team. And now here comes the Cataclysm. Say goodbye to Rubik.
Now it's a mega kill.
They're not tapping out just yet, but Dreamcell is inside of their fountain with a butterfly. I don't know what you can do about him at this point. That is a triple kill beyond godlike for Dreamcell, and finally the GG comes out as they're getting fountain camp. Well, that's the end of this best of 3. Boom ID have done it. They are moving forward one step here in the Summit 11 SEA qualifiers. Cignal just look lost.